Today we are taking a look at Madoka Kaname from Puella Magi Madoka Magica, the movie Rebellion. This is the figure by Banpresto. Madoka Magica is a story of young girls are offered a miraculous wish in exchange for battling terrifying existential threats. However, this seemingly straightforward arrangement slowly reveals a deeply unsettling and tragic cycle of despair. As a central character who ultimately alters the very fabric of this cruel system, Madoka carries a profound burden. Facing impossible choices, she continually embodies an enduring gentleness that drives the emotional core of the story. Her selfless actions and gentle demeanor provide a striking contrast against the dark reality surrounding the magical girls. Today's highlights for this figure are the gentle expression, the characteristic layered skirt, and the beautifully captured girlish pose. The horizontally opened smiling mouth features a recessed inner plane, ensuring the character's signature gentle and consistently bright expression projects forward comfortably. As a defining characteristic feature of her particular outfit, the extraordinarily broad skirt utilizes evenly spaced petal-like panels with striking red trim overlapping above undulating layers of thick white frills. This skillful and dynamic combination reliably generates an incredibly thick outer boundary that flawlessly captures the intricate magical girl aesthetic from any viewing angle. By securely positioning the lowered arms systematically together and resting both bare hands directly atop the massive skirt volume, the seated posture successfully consolidates a wonderfully calm and distinctly girlish outer silhouette. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The facial structure anchors around a wide horizontal smile featuring a recessed inner mouth plane. Because of this recessed plane, the open mouth delivers a cheerful and exceptionally bright expression facing forward. Above the smile, large oval outlines contain beautiful layered iris gradients and striking highlights. The eyes are carefully positioned to draw attention directly toward the center of the face. Accompanying the eyes, linear blush marks rest gently upon the cheeks to establish a feeling of soft warmth. Moving to the hairstyle, the front bangs are separated cleanly into numerous fine bundles. These separated bundles successfully create interesting stepped layers spanning horizontally across the figure's forehead. Beside the face, short side locks cascade downward to frame the cheeks tightly and securely. The hair showcases a pale pink base color that spreads uniformly across the entire sculpted volume. A smooth matte finish is applied to the hair. Large decorative bows sit prominently on both sides of the head, adding substantial visual interest. These stylish bows feature distinct knot blocks located precisely at their attachment points. Extending from the knots, outward sweeping wing planes stretch prominently away from the central head region. As the wing planes extend laterally, the material tapers gently toward the outer edge lines. The side locks frame the face tightly, while these large side bows extend outward dramatically. By stretching outward, the bows effectively define the head's comprehensive width and strong geometric silhouette. Together, the bundled bangs, framing locks, and large striking bows surround the gentle face perfectly. Directly below the head, a thin choker completely encircles the neck to establish a firm visual barrier. Positioned at the exact center of the chest, a striking vertical ornament solidly anchors the upper body design. Following this line, the front bodice features a cleanly sculpted narrow central band supporting a row of evenly spaced buttons. Flanking this neat central band, appropriately pale pink and visually contrasting white panels interlock seamlessly to construct a pleasing geometric arrangement. To enhance this standard structural base, purposefully sculpted small frills run consistently along the absolute top edge of the complex chest garment. Moving outward from the core torso, the intricate garment sleeves feature an unmistakably large puffed shape sitting securely high near the shoulders. Traveling precisely downward from that voluminous height, the detailed sleeve fabric predictably narrows significantly as it approaches the arm's structural midpoint. These incredibly narrowed tubular areas are then handsomely accented perfectly by a beautifully tight structural red band and clearly blooming pink frills. From the elbows, both arms are decisively and symmetrically lowered forward, actively guiding visual attention directly toward the beautifully relaxed lap. Gently resting identically atop the massive outer skirt volume, the gracefully covered hands definitively create a remarkably strong and calming focal point. Precisely sculpted crisp white gloves effectively separate the individual character fingers with absolutely clean internal lines and distinctly proper comparative structural scaling. Finally, beautifully flared garment cuffs cascade naturally over the wrists, providing a visually graceful optical transition directly into the securely gloved hands. Descending past the waistline, the primary outer skirt flares outward dramatically into a broad shape. This large arrangement is topped by overlapping petal-like solid panels carrying strikingly bright red decorative trim. The pale pink base color of these upper panels is decorated with crisp white leaf-shaped print patterns. Accompanying this, a massive decorative bow sits firmly at the lower back, featuring a distinctly thick central knot. With sharply curved sweeping wings, this rear accessory placement slightly raises the absolute center back of the boundary. Hidden underneath the exterior layers, the incredibly wide structural flare is expertly supported by thick, undulating material. Cascading layers of pure white frills physically support the massive structural garment flare from directly underneath. The beautiful figure sits securely positioned into a demure posture, distributing visual weight naturally across its broad base. Protruding visibly from deep beneath the fabric skirt, the legs are positioned dynamically with a noticeable front-to-back placement difference. Covering the sculpted legs flawlessly, the detailed long white socks are structurally enhanced with distinctly thick frilled ornamental rings. These specific decorative soft fabric bands are purposefully added directly near the distinct knees and delicately around the slim lower ankles. Completing the look, vibrant red footwear pumps immediately draw appropriate visual weight downward toward the far end of the figure. Crisply crossed structural footwear straps precisely divide the exposed top-outer plane of each specific foot into a bold X-shaped pattern. Lastly, expertly sculpted solid ribbons firmly attached onto the actual heels extend perfectly horizontally, successfully expanding the footwear silhouette. This figure is approximately 20 centimeters tall. That's about 7.9 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Madoka Kaname by Banpresto stands out for her beautifully captured gentle expression, the characteristic layered skirt, and a wonderfully calm, girlish posing silhouette. Starting near the crown, the skillful sculptural separation of the thick front bangs alongside the notably large outward sweeping side bows effectively construct an unmistakable face-framing head contour. Moving inward, the horizontally open smiling mouth featuring a noticeably recessed inner plane pairs successfully with the massive oval eyes securely containing complex layered iris gradients. Looking downward, the elegantly scaled teardrop-shaped central chest ornament cleanly aligning with the sensibly arranged placket buttons establishes a remarkably firm visual core structure for the entire torso. As the defining characteristic feature of her specific magical girl outfit, the extraordinarily broad main skirt utilizes evenly spaced petal-like solid panels, carrying distinctly bright red decorative fabric trim. These beautiful pink outer panels overlap continuously above enormous undulating thick layers of pure white frills, generating an incredibly massive perimeter that flawlessly captures the magical girl aesthetic. Deliberately lowering both slender arms symmetrically forward effortlessly draws the observer's absolute attention straight toward the remarkably relaxed bare hands resting directly atop the massive heavy skirt volume. Directly below the beautifully layered skirt, the intelligently staggered front-to-back placement of the specifically posed resting legs provides truly excellent graceful sculptural viewing angle variety. The noticeably accurate costume dimensional construction and beautifully demure sitting posture successfully fuse a tremendously solid physical presence completely together with a wonderfully graceful, naturally flowing character silhouette. Because of this highly faithful sculptural execution, enthusiastic followers of Madoka Magica or dedicated fans of Madoka Kaname will undeniably enjoy adding this lovely specific figure. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.